Welcome back to Tales from the Darkroom. Tonight's story takes us deep into the misty outskirts of Raven Hollow, a quiet American town that's been abandoned for over a decade. Locals say no one goes there after dark, not since the incident at the old Maplewood Orphanage. But as we all know, when curiosity meets arrogance, something sinister always wakes up. It all started with a group of college friends, Ethan, Maya, Ryan and Chloe. They were looking for their big break, a viral video to launch their careers. Their idea was simple: film a short horror documentary for Halloween. The location, the infamous Maplewood Orphanage. Their plan was to break in, record some creepy footage, and post it online for views. What they didn't know was that something inside that decaying building was already waiting for them. The moment they stepped through the broken iron gates, the atmosphere shifted. The air grew thick, heavy, almost metallic, clinging to their skin. Every step they took echoed through the hollow, silent halls. Inside, time had stood still. Dusty beds lined the walls, broken toys were strewn across the floor, and faded photographs of forgotten children stared blankly from their frames. But it was Chloe who found it first. Tucked away in a dark corner, sitting on a small wooden chair, was a Labubu doll. It was oddly cute, with a wide grin painted in chipped crimson and glassy eyes that seemed almost wet, as if it had been crying. "Let's use this in the intro scene," Chloe joked, holding it up for the camera. But as Ryan focused the lens, the doll's mouth seemed to twitch, just for a fraction of a second. Ethan let out a nervous laugh. "That's creepy as hell. It almost looks alive." Maya, who had been quiet, suddenly frowned. Did anyone else hear that?" A faint giggle, like that of a small child, echoed from somewhere down the long corridor. They spun around, flashlights cutting through the darkness, but there was nothing. Just peeling wallpaper and rows of rotted wooden doors. The sound came again, louder this time. A child's laugh, clear and distinct, followed by the soft creak of something moving. An unsettling feeling washed over them. The fun adventure was quickly turning into a nightmare. They decided to pack up and leave, but the door they'd entered through was gone. Not locked, not jammed, it was simply gone. The wall was solid brick. Panic began to set in, as they realized the hallway itself had changed. It was longer now, twisting into an impossible, endless corridor. The lights from their phones started to flicker erratically. Ryan's camera, still recording, caught a shadow darting past behind them. Small, fast, and disturbingly humanoid. Then the smell hit them, rancid like meat left to rot in the sun. A dragging sound started, scraping against the wooden floorboards. From the far end of the distorted corridor, something began crawling into view. It was pale, its limbs twitching unnaturally. Its dead eyes, wide and vacant, reflected the beams of their flashlights. This wasn't a person anymore. Its face looked chewed, its skin was a deathly gray, and its lips were split wide open in a permanent, horrifying grin. Maya's scream ripped through the silence. "Run!" They bolted, their hearts pounding in their chests, and burst into the nearest room, the nursery. The sight that met them was chilling. Dozens of Labubu dolls sat neatly arranged on shelves lining the walls, each one smiling, each one staring straight ahead with those same glassy eyes. As the four friends stumbled inside, every single doll turned its head toward them in perfect, terrifying unison. The camera dropped in the chaos, caught Ryan's hand shaking as he whispered, "They're watching us." And then the laughter started again, not from one child, but from 100 tiny voices, merging into a horrible, deafening chorus. The window at the far end of the room burst open, and a cold wind howled through the nursery. The dolls began to move. They jerked and twitched, their little porcelain bodies crawling down from the shelves and scuttling toward them like spiders. Their painted eyes started to glow with a faint, malevolent red light. One doll leaped, sinking its porcelain teeth deep into Ryan's arm. He screamed in agony, thrashing and throwing it against the wall. It shattered on impact, but instead of stuffing, a thick black liquid poured out, sizzling and smoking on the floor. Ethan, desperate, tried to break the window to create an escape route. But what he saw outside wasn't the orphanage grounds. The world they knew was gone. There was only an endless, swirling fog filled with dark, staggering shapes. Dozens of figures, moaning and groaning, were reaching out with skeletal arms. They were zombies. Maya whispered, trembling, her voice barely audible. "They're the children, the ones who died here." The camera, still rolling on the floor, caught the final, horrifying moments. The original Labubu doll, the one Chloe had found, was now standing on a broken crib in the center of the room. It tilted its head slowly, its neck cracking audibly. Its painted grin stretched wider than before, too wide for its face. The porcelain began to crack, revealing something wet and pulsing underneath. In a voice that was both a child's whisper and an ancient growl, it said one word: "Stay." Then, the lights went out. Weeks later, the police found the Friends' abandoned van near the entrance to Raven Hollow. The camera was still inside, the footage playing on a continuous loop. The final frame was frozen on the Labubu doll, its face filling the screen, smiling straight into the lens. And they say that if you listen closely, you can still hear that faint, childish giggle whenever someone presses play. If you ever find a Labubu doll at a flea market or hidden away in your attic, don't touch it. Some say they were made in sets of 13, and 12 have already been found. The last one? It's still missing. Thanks for watching Tales from the Dark Room. Sleep with your lights on, and whatever you do, don't answer if you hear that giggle in the dark. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want to join us for more Tales from the Shadows. Until next time.